Chidai. Yeah, so I'm from the School of Public Health, University of Ghana. We recently started our Masters of Health Economics program, and wanted to share our experience, given the fact that Dai has already spoken about the workshops that we'll be having. Once the workshops are over, there might be an interest for people who want to actually develop a master's program or teach health economics. So I want to walk you through some of the key elements that you need to take into consideration in the length of time, as well as the content and so on. So we started our master's. We actually started this idea in 2011. We abandoned it along the way and we started it all over again. But usually it starts from the department where the idea to mount a master's program is discussed with faculty. And then once the interest is agreed upon, we have what we call a stakeholder meeting to reflect on the curriculum. We begin writing the curriculum, and it includes the learning outcomes, the objectives, the readings, and so on that Dai has spoken about. And then once we have that together, we bring in stakeholders who are experts. Sometimes it's a mental institution from a university that is already running the same program. And then once that is done, we then present it to the school management board. That is a level before the college quality control. Once the school board agrees that this is something that the school wants to mount and that the contents are okay, then it's moved to the quality control unit of the college. And so that is also reviewed at that level, and then it's brought to the board of graduate school. And then from the board of graduate school, that is where they will look at whether this program meets the standards of the university and any master's program that is being carried out at the university. And then once the board, the graduate board reviews it, sends it back to the college board as well. And then the college board would then submit it to what we call the university academic board. That is where once it is approved, then it means that the next thing is to do to actually take it to the National Accreditation Board. But sometimes it's at this point that you have a lot of challenges, especially we had a challenge with the School of Economics that challenged us that the School of Public Health cannot run a Masters of Health Economics program, and that it should rather be hosted at the School of Economics. And this took us a while. So that is where the bone of contention would actually come, and we need to take note of it and then look at your rivals in other schools and other departments before you get to that level. And then so once that is approved, then it goes to the Pro-Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, who is in charge of academic programs. It is reviewed at that level, and then it goes back to the provost of the college, and the provost of the college now would assist the department in the school to submit it to the National Accreditation Board and the National Council of Tertiary Education. There are other key things that you need to take into account. One of them is actually, as part of the requirements of submitting the curriculum, you need to look at what is the career path for these students that you are going to train, and then what are the job opportunities, where will they work? And this is also important because once you start producing the students, every year you need to actually get to the alumni and find out where they are, how useful the training has been, and what additions or suggestions or things that they would like to see a change in the program. And so then it also requires that you have a projection for the demand for the program, because without that, they feel that within 5 years, if you can't show a progression of the number of students who will be coming in to do the course, it might not be worth the university to run it, because the university also requires that, University of Ghana requires that a program should at least 7 to 10 people. So if you can't recruit as many as that, then it is not worth running the program. They are also concerned about gender representation. There should be a balance between males and females. And also we look at the workload, whether the faculty we have at the department will be able to teach in addition to existing workloads and so on. And then the infrastructure to run the program is also one of the things that the National Accreditation Board and National Council of the Tertiary Education will want to look at, whether you have full-time faculty. For us, they are looking at between 70% full-time and 30%, and sometimes 80. If you have a full-time faculty, it's preferable. But once you don't have, sometimes you may need to get people who can do it part-time. And then the other thing is to ensure that there's a classroom for the course or the program. Sometimes the first semester at the University of Ghana is not so heavy, but in the second semester where the students have to take electives, we have to make sure that you have enough classrooms where these different electives can be taught. And then the practical component is to make sure that they can have a practical experience with industry, either with the Ministry of Health or any other organization that has expertise in the program that you run. And then we need to purchase books. And then once the National Accreditation Board comes, they want to see the list of books that are available for the students, whether they are online textbooks or textbooks that have been purchased. They want to see that. And then also disability-friendly facilities, both in the classroom and the library, are all some of the things that you need to have before the program can be accredited. And now I've talked about financial viability of the program when I talked about the progression, the number of students that you can recruit each year. So usually they want to see the recurrent budget, which has to do more with the tuition fees and how that is projected over the next years, and then how much money the program will make in terms of paying administrative staff and paying for cost of examination. Cost of examination actually takes quite some amount of money because you need external examiners and you also need internal examiners, and sometimes you have to fly them in to come and mark and so on. So that is also a big chunk of the budget that we need to think of. And then we have the capital expenditure that has to do with furniture, has to do with classroom space and so on. And then you need to also indicate the source of funding to meet that. So our journey took us like 3 to 5 years. Sometimes it's more, especially when there's a contention between who should host the program. But it took us 5 years from the department level to the stakeholder meetings. We had about 3 to 6 months. And then the school management meeting took about 3 months because they also review and give you comments. And then the College Quality Assurance Committee takes about 3 to 6 months. Graduate school takes 3 months. If you miss their quarterly meetings, then you may need more months than we have assumed here. And then the University Academic Board also meets quarterly. And then the national accreditation actually takes 6 to 9 months. So basically, this is our journey in terms of mounting our Masters of Health Economics program. Thank you.